Okay, let's start. You can take some deep breaths before you start meditation, and that helps. Because modern people usually has a lot of emotional repression, and through the deep breath, it can release the stress to a certain extent. Because when we are in emotional repression, we repress the activity of breathing. And that makes our oxygen in the blood not enough. And that makes the oxygen in our blood not enough. And after we have taken some deep breaths, then we can just settle down the body here. And allow the body to breathe freely. Breathing is our meditation object. But we don't need to stare at it directly. Just allow the breathing to be the background music of our meditation. And in the background music of breathing, we relax. Relax the body and sit still. Allow this body to release from the stress in the breathing. And the mind is a humble knower. It is a friendly knowing without interference. Let this knower be small, not to be a big one.
커다란 존재가 아니라 작은 존재로 하세요.
Be small means be humble, be open.
겸손으로 열려 있습니다.
And if you if you are a big knower, that means you are trying to control, trying to manipulate everything. It is a knower of a manager or a master. When this body is relaxing in the rhythm of breath, the mind just knows quietly. And you don't need to do anything. You just know. And this knowing, the more gentle, the better. Be soft, be gentle. We relax the body and settle it down. And then we can go forward to relax the brain. The breathing is still in the background. And we, in such background, let the brain relax. You can withdraw all your repression on the brain and tell the brain, now you can relax and take a rest. And you can relax in the free way. If there are some automatic thoughts pops up, that's fine. It doesn't matter. And your mind just be the humble knower, just know quietly. You can know directly to how the brain feels, how tight or how relaxed it is. Just know as it is. And know and accept it in a friendly way. And don't interfere. And all these are happening in the background of breathing. Release the repressed thoughts and feelings in the brain. It's a necessary stage before it can actually relax. There are the thoughts in the brain, but you are not the thinker. Now you are just the knower. No, in the friendly but detached way. And this is actually the main practice in our meditation. Meditation is a cultivation of mind, and cultivate this mind, this knower, to be friendly but detached. This is the way we are cultivating the mind. No matter what happens to you, no matter how the reality projects to you, just know in a friendly but detached way. So no matter how crazy the brain is, just accept it in a friendly way. And actually, when you are not resisting, then it's easier for you to detach from it. Allow this brain to take a deep rest. And you are just like a mother taking care of a sleeping baby. This mother should be alert, should be quiet. And don't interfere the sleep of the baby. And now this brain is the sleeping baby. Take care of it in a friendly but detached way. Non-interfering way. And you should be alert in not to interfere, not to disturb. And this brain can take a really good rest in the breathing. And there's nothing more to do. Just know quietly. And the brain will settle down itself. And when it reach the point that you will no longer bother you, then you can just put it aside. You can simply put the brain to sleep aside. Then now you can pay more attention on the present breath. Be content in the present breath. You can feel the rhythm of breath in the area of heart chakra. And cultivate the feeling of satisfaction, contentment. Actually, the feeling of content doesn't require any external fulfillment, like just let go of wants. Wants are actions that stir up the mind. Wants makes our mind empty. And when it feels empty or feels something in lack, then it tries to look for something from outside. And it is these wants makes our mind discontent. And when we relax these wants, these actions, then the mind is content automatically. And it happens every breath we take. Now relax your wants in every breath you take. when you give up all the wants, all the expectations, then you'll be completely present. Because the present object and the present moment is the reality, is the whole reality. Our mind is usually unsatisfied with the reality and wants to look for something more than that. And once we give up such expectations, then the present is the all of the world. And we have no other choice than staying present. We have no other choice than staying with the breathing. And all these happen naturally. Once you give up the wants. Allow this heart chakra to relax in the uninterfered environment. When there is no disturbance from our wants, this heart chakra, our emotional state, is naturally still and present. It is balanced and harmonious. Now just be a humble knower and don't interfere the nature. The self-balancing heart chakra is the work of the nature itself. You just know, you just witness. Or you can appreciate the beauty of the nature. and let this natural process unfold itself in the background of breathing. And you just wait and know in a friendly but detached way. Or you can cultivate the gratitude to the work of nature. And be content in every moment. With the cultivation of the feeling of contentment in every moment, our mind will be free from wants. And it becomes naturally still out of dispassion to the sensual cravings. It feels not interest to go outside. Not interest in attaching or grasping something. Because it is a burden. The mind grasp something is tiring. Once you are content with the present moment, then you will feel this attachment is tiring. And samadhi, true samadhi, is the stillness of this mind. It is this knower at ease. Now let the mind come back to itself. When we settle down the body, the brain and the heart chakra, and then we just come back to the home. When the mind is uninterested in going outside, then it is at home. This home is at the right middle of every phenomena. It is not anything. It is the non-attached mind. And when this mind is at home, it has no boundaries. Because it has no attachment, there's no limitations. It is just a knowing phenomenon of the universe. And the breathing is just like a wave in this knowing. The breathing is part of the knowing. The breathing happens in the mind. and the mind with the content of breathing. It is moving and still at the same time. Just let everything be as it is. And let everything back to the nature. And there is no such need of self to exist in such state. Because the sense of self is a stress.
자아에 대한 감각 자체가 스트레스입니다.
And only when our mind is relaxed, then we will feel that the identity of ego is a stress. No matter how you believe you are, it is a creation of stress. And this is the dukkha, the suffering. The creation and the maintenance of ego is the suffering. And when you can feel this yourself, then you experience a deeper release. It gives you a deeper sense of freedom and happiness. Okay, now let us transfer merit in the mind. And may this merit of meditation and worship the triple gem in the mind.
이 명상의 선업을 삼보를 숭배하는 대로 돌립니다.
And, the Buddha means our highest enlightenment in our mind. Dhamma means the truth and the path leading to the enlightenment.
깨달음으로 가는 길입니다.
And the Sangha means the pure cultivation on this path. And this is the most precious and pure part of our mind. And may this mind grow in the triple gem. And may all sentient beings share my merit. And may they all grow in the triple gem. Meditation is a spa of life. spa of mind.
온천입니다.
When this mind is bordered by the five hindrances, it's just like in a prison, in an oil pot.
오장애로 막 끓고 있을 때.
And through meditation, we can regain such feeling of coolness. The serenity of mind. Peacefulness. And only when our mind is peaceful, then we can think. And such way of thinking is according to the truth.
진실에 따른 것입니다. 진실에 따른 것입니다.
It's not out of delusion or some conceptual belief.
개념적인 사고로부터 벗어나는 것입니다.
Such way of thinking or reflection is reflecting the truth. And then we'll understand that actually the attachment to ego is not necessary. And let go this attachment of ego is a happiness. And when you can actually do this, you will not experience any sense of loss as we thought. When the mind is in the samadhi, the cravings are temporarily settled down. Then we can temporarily experience such happiness without cravings. And this will give us abundance of confidence in the Buddha's teaching.
가르침 안에 풍부히 있습니다.
And this will strengthen the refuge of mind, the Jigujam. Good. So in our daily life, it is very wise to keep a meditation practice. Otherwise, we have no hope in this life. Life is nothing more than a chase to sensual cravings. Always running here and there, looking for sensual pleasures. But when everything passes away, you gain nothing. And your life is going to the end. And do you want to live such a life? And with meditation, our mind can be temporarily awake. When we wake up to the reality. The reality that this life is just a dream. A sensory dream.
감각적인 꿈.
Just like a 6D movie. You know, there are 3D movie, a 4D movie. That now it's a 6D movie. Yeah, we heard about 3D movie, right? There's a 3D movie, a 4D movie. This is
3D. 3D. 차원의 무드, 영화 같아.
Because there are six senses working in this movie.
육차원의 무비라는 거죠. 영화라는 거죠. 6가지 감각이 작용하니까.
And even you cannot feel this, and even you just taste a certain level of relaxation in meditation, it actually works. At least now you are emotionally released. And mentally peaceful. It is a very precious experience in our life. and try to taste this more in your life. And this will make your life richer. Okay, any question? Now you are all humble knower. You are knowing quietly. Yeah, you can.
네, 안녕하세요. 스님이 열심히 저희를 지도해 주셔서요. 한국 사람들이 이제 거의 매일 같이 만나서 수파를 해요. 저녁에 중명상으로 해주세요. 그래서 한국 사람들이 아주 요즘에 행복한 시간을 많이 갖고 더 열심히 하고 있어요. 감사합니다.
I heard today is a Thanksgiving Day.
아니 민지님이 땡스기빙 데이 휴가 간다고 잘못 보냈거든요.
Okay. Anyway. So any more questions or sharing? Is there anyone who cannot follow the whole process of meditation? Okay, no one raised their hands. So I guess that okay. Long hand. Ling.
Okay. Just today I talked to a friend. So he is.
Your voice is too soft.
Is
the mic working?
Can you hear me now?
Okay, much better.
Okay. So I was talking to a friend, and he is a long time meditator. So he's sharing that recently he's been reading a lot of COVID news on the internet. So the news is making him a lot of agitation, anger. Yeah, but he can't stop reading it. So he's been reading the news for several months, following the news, and he's feeling a lot of suffering, agitation, anger. And so my gut feeling is his anger, his aversion is looking for food. That's why he's reading the news and cannot stop. But I feel very strange is you know, he feels a lot of suffering, but why he cannot stop? It's not pleasant.
Yeah, it's just a habit. It's a habit of self-torturing. And actually, we have a lot of such habits. We actually works as self-torturing, but we think that it has some meaning inside. We are looking for pleasures, either from the body or from the mind, right? So it is not pleasurable in our actual feeling, but it gives us certain kind of satisfaction in the mind or self-image. We think that we are by being sad or being suffered with the external news. By this means, we think that we are doing something for the world, right? Because we suffer for the world. That means we are doing something. We are sacrificing, and such the feeling of I am sacrificing gives a pleasure. So the ego it works in such a way. It works in this way to strengthen itself. It gives itself a pleasurable feeling, self-feeling, but actually it makes our mind tortured. And this is unwise, but it's a mechanism of the ego to strengthen itself.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay,
it's a trivial question, but you know, I've been like interacting a lot with computer programmers a lot, and there's like I noticed this difference between just ordinary computer programmers and people who try to work in the field of deep learning and AI. And my impression is that many people who try to work in the AI field are highly educated, but I feel that they have a bigger ego. So I don't know why, but like it feels like that education kind of makes your ego bigger. But why does it have? Why do you have why are you more like condescending, or like why do you look down on other people if you have a better education, or like a better, I don't know what better, but you know, like what's the difference? Like I don't know.
Because this is the need from the ego to strengthen self. So for those egos who are in lack of such strength, it needs to gain such a sense of power from being better than other people, from comparison. This is the way it gains the strength. So sometimes it can be destructive. We try to look down on other people or step on other people's back, just try to show that we are better than him. So this is the way the ego works to survival or to strengthen self. And the education in this modern society doesn't educate you to be a moral person, but to be a bigger ego rather than a moral ego, right? So this is the way we are educated. This is the value of this society nowadays. So it is not surprising to see there are many such kind of people in this world. It's normal.
But I want to know, like, does education make your ego bigger, or you try to get a higher education because
It's the
you
way
need to
of
be.
education. It's the way of education matters, not about education in general. If it is a moral education or spiritual education like Buddhism, it doesn't. You will not make you a bigger ego, but at least make you a moral ego. And if you practice deeper in Buddhism, you practice to set a smaller ego, humble ego, and finally no ego.
So like the one thing I want to know is my curiosity. Out of my curiosity, is that does like a sense of insecurity make you chase after such degrees, or does the intellectual education make your ego bigger so that you look insecure? Which one is which?
Well, actually, if someone is really intelligent, he will not try to gain the power of ego through comparison, through the sense of I'm better. But it gains the power through I am good. Do you understand?
So what you're saying is that if you keep on feeling that you're better than other people by any means, education or other or money or whatever, it's going to make your ego bigger.
Yeah, all such kind of bigger ego comes from the notion that I am better. But if we can gain confidence from I am good, then we don't need to compare with other people. We don't need to be better than other people, but I am good in myself, right? I'm confident in my wholesome Dhammas in our mind, in my triple germ in the mind. So I don't need to compare with other people. I'll be happy.
So what you're saying is that it doesn't have to do with other things. It just has to do with comparing with other people and constantly feeling better.
Yeah, we can feel good in ourselves because we are confident with the good qualities in the mind.
So the education level or the other reasons are not critical in terms of your having a big ego or like having self-confidence.
It is the way of education, as I said. It's
Okay.
about the level of education, but it's unwise education. If it is a Buddhist education, then I think you'll be much better.
I'm sorry?
If it is a Buddhist education.
오케이. 일단은 통역을 할 텐데 이제 제가 이제 요새 뭐 컴퓨터 프로그래밍 관련해서 이런저런 사람들을 만나다 보니까 그냥 일반적인 그냥 프로그래머들은 괜찮은 것 같은데 꼭 이제 제가 그 인공지능 관련해서 이제 하다 보면 사람들이 되게 막 학력도 엄청 좋고 그런 사람들이 되게 잘난 척을 많이 한다, 다른 사람 많이 무시하고 그런 느낌을 받았거든요. 그래서 이제 왜 이런 현상이 나타나냐 그때 아자님과 이제 뭐 학력이 높고 뭐 이제 교육을 많이 받은 거랑은 크게 상관없이 이제 이 사람들이 이제 올바른 방식의 교육을 받아야 되는데 이제 그것은 지식 위주라기보다는 이제 뭐 불교나 이제 좀 자기를 마음을 이제 알게 되는 그런 식 교육을 받으면 훨씬 더 좋다. 그래서 꼭 제가 물어봤더니 그러면 이제 꼭 학력과 비례하는 건 아니지 않냐 그랬더니 그런 거랑은 좀 무관하고 남하고 비교하는 마음에서 그런 것이 오는 거기 때문에 이제 그 뭐 이렇게 해도 그렇다라는 얘기를 하셨거든요.
Okay.
So it's like a micro, like it's like a lens that you see your world around you, right? Like comparison and contrast.
It is the limitation of scope. We educated to look at things with certain perspective or with the scope. This limitation of scope is the limitation of spirituality.
그래서 이제 이것은 이제 어떤 그 관점의 이제 그 넓이와도 관련이 있는데 이거는 영적인 것과도 연관이 돼 있습니다. 오케이.
Okay, any more questions? Okay, Kai.
Thank you, Ajahn. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I have a somewhat basic question. So in the end of the meditation, Ajahn instructs us to share merits to the triple gem. So my question is about triple gem, specifically what does it mean by taking refuge to triple gem? Because it seems to me like we take precept, we meditate, we do good deeds. We can do all of those without taking refuge to triple gem. So what is the role of refuge to triple gem in this spiritual path? And when we recite this refuge or chanting, what should we really be thinking about? Should we be in like a prayer mental state or a meditative mental state? And what is the right way to take refuge? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, the most important thing is that you need to understand what triple gem is and what it means to you. It's not just a ritual. It's not just a worldly ritual. You need to do this because of this is what the Buddhists required to. This is not the way we pay homage to triple gem. And the triple gem is the precious parts, the most precious parts in our mind, and the most pure parts of our mind. It means that the enlightenment and the path to enlightenment and the cultivation to the enlightenment. This is the gross name for the wholesome dhammas that we cultivated in our mind. So it means the wholesome mind. The wholesome mind is our refuge. We have nothing else to rely on other than this. It is the wholesome dhammas in our mind that makes us confident in ourselves. And we are good. We don't need to be better, but we are good. So everyone needs to have such confidence, self-confidence, because it gives you energy. If we are in lack of such energy or confidence, then it's difficult to let go. And people let go simply out of aversion, simply out of unsatisfactoriness in himself. He thinks that he's not good enough. He is something unworthy So he want to let go, and this is not let go, not a real let go. It is out of aversion, because he's not satisfied with himself. But when he is satisfied with himself, the mind is full of wholesome dhammas, then it is easy to let go in the real sense. Only the wholesome dhammas leads to the enlightenment, leads to the let go. Understand?
Thank you.
Okay. And the word I used in the merit sharing part is that may the merit worship or worship the triple gem in our mind. It's not shared to the triple gem, but we share to the sentient being. That's a different wording. Wholesome Dhamma, right? Dhamma means qualities. You can say in this context, it means qualities, wholesome qualities.
Wholesome.
Wholesome.
유익한 법이요. 유익한 법.
제가 보충하면은 아까 아잔 교수님이 말씀하신 것 중에 좀 새로운 부분이 불법승 삼보라고 얘기할 때 불은 이제 깨달음을 의미하는 거고, 그 다음에 법은 깨달음에 이르는 길을 의미하는 거고, 그 다음에 승가는 이제 그 깨달음을 개발하는 것, 이렇게 얘기를 하셨는데 그게 좀 약간 새로운 얘기인 것 같아서 보충했어요. 네.
Okay. Any more questions? Okay, then let's end here. See you next week.
Pay respect.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.